Welcome back, guys. It's the rock stars today that are going to be presenting to you about the capitalism and culture, the acceleration of globalization since 1945. And I'm starting off with the woman. Her name was May, and she traveled to Malaysia illegally because she thought that there was a waitressing opportunity. She did this because her husband died, and he left her and her son in poverty. She found out the job was not waitressing, but like she was gonna have to be a sex worker. So she didn't want to try to escape because many of the women that were trying to escape were being tortured or beaten. After 4 months of working for people like to have sex and stuff, she was able to leave. This woman was part of the millions that were victimized in sex trafficking. The Arab, Mongol, Russian, Chinese, and the Ottoman empires, the Silk Road, the Indian Ocean, the spread of Buddhism, Christianity, and especially Islam, all of these connections had long linked with societies of the Eastern Hemisphere, bringing new rulers, regional products, and technologies to many of its people. During the 19th century, as an industrial revolution took place, and the Western nations began a new round of empire building in Asia and in Africa, the global network tightened further, and its role as a generator of social and cultural change only increased. Global interaction quickened its pace and deepened its impact after World War II.
Today I'm going to talk about the transformation of the world economy. And the acceleration of it happened during the second half of the 20th century into the 21st century. And it seemed pretty much natural and unstoppable. And between the decades of the two world wars, there seemed to be a deep connection of global economic linkages, which meant international trade, investment, and labor migration dropped sharply, while high tariffs and economic autonomy were favored way more. In the aftermath of World War II, there was a conference in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire in 1944, which forged a set of agreements and institutions. It also created the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, also known as the IMF. And the Bretton Woods system negotiated rules for commercial and financial dealings for the capitalists. And technology such as the computer also helped, contributed to the globalization that was happening in the world. So this kind of globalization that was taking shape in the 1970s was also known as neoliberalism. And the major countries, such as the United States and Great Britain, started abandoning the government taking control of the economy. And it started spreading so much that they even started taking off high tariffs. So powerful agencies like the World Bank and the IMF were able to have so many, impose free market and pro business, that many of the poor countries would qualify for the much needed loans that they would get. that they would get. And in conclusion, we wouldn't really have our world today if the world didn't, and the economy didn't transform, or if communism didn't end at the end of the 20th century.
These conditions provided the foundations for a dramatic quickening of global economic transactions after World War II, a re-globalization of the world economy following the contractions of the 1930s. Such investments exploded after 1960 as companies sought to take advantage of cheap labor. The second form of money in motion has been the short-term movement of capital. A third form of money movement involved the personal funds of individuals. The most significant pattern of global migration since the 1920s featured a vast movement of people from Asia, Africa, and Latin America. They moved to escape poverty in their own years. Between 1971 and 2010, 20 million immigrants arrived in the U.S. legally, and more entered illegally. And throughout the presence of these migrants, it has promoted considerable cultural and political conflict in both the U.S. and Europe.